woke up with me on my last day of chemotherapy. Yay! So after getting up at 4 o'clock and spinning for a while, it's now 4:22. By the time it's around 5 o'clock, I am dressed with my hoodie and my hat, and I'm ready to leave the house, but not before I I pack some stuff in my small lunch kit, because of course it's a full day and it's going to take a while. I don't have much today, just my tea, a banana, and some other snacks. I have to get a sandwich. So now I'm in the car and it is 5:19 and we are driving out. Typically I try to leave home by 5:15, but this morning I am a little bit late and we are in time to see people getting their morning jog on. Wish it were me, but I gotta go to the hospital. So here we go. So here we are, we've arrived at the National Radiotherapy Center. Now it's still pretty early, so the doors are closed. Typically the doors are open, and at this time there hardly is anybody on site, just a couple people. Usually these are patients. So the first thing you have to do when you go in is that you will have a clinic card. You have to drop your card in. You see there's the signs to place cards here. The next thing you do is that you go sit and wait for the phlebotomist to come to check your blood. Remember I talked about getting your blood count checked and all that in one of my previous videos. Yeah, well, you actually have to do that every time you go for chemotherapy. So here we are, and we're about to go to the seating area to get your blood checked. You wouldn't believe at that time, I'm still not the first to reach. There are people who are there before me, as you can see some of them right here. All right, so I get a seat and I am waiting. This morning, though, the phlebotomist was particularly late. Something was happening, so I actually got up. This is around probably 6:30, almost close to 7 o'clock. I went outside to try to see if I get some breakfast, because as I said, I didn't pack a lot for lunch that day and I was really hungry. But when I went to that shop on compound, there was nothing I wanted, so I had to walk all the way to Subway to get one of their egg sandwiches, which was good. So at this point it's around 8:40, and shortly after eating the sandwich I was called in to see the doctor who put the IV access in my hand. As you can see, this is where I actually will be receiving my medication, and I head up to the PCS ward, aka the chemo ward, where they would put the chemotherapy into the access. I call it the drip because it's literally medication that is dripped on. Now again, I'm sneaking a chance to film here for you guys, and they had some decorations up for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so I just passed the nurse's pool and I'm on my way to the waiting area to sit and wait for them to call my name. So I just give them my name by the front desk, which I have to do as I enter, and then I go sit and wait. So here I am on the ward waiting for them to come hook me up with the necessary medication, and boom, there we are. I've just started on my first set of meds, pre-meds, and the first set of medication called Taxol, which is about a 3-hour drip. And once this is finished, they're going to start me on something else called carboplatin. So here is the nurse changing out the medication from the Taxol to the carboplatin, which will drip for about another hour. So this is 4 hours on this drip, 4 hours being connected to this machine. And when I tell you 4 hours being connected, even if you have to go to the bathroom, you have to take the whole machine with you. And with chemotherapy, when this amount of liquid is being dripped into your body, you have to pee quite a lot. So it's you and the machine going straight to the bathroom and coming back. It's crazy. Sometimes you have to use the bathroom with the door open because the machine can't fit in there. Anyway, this is what it is. So this pump that the nurse here is maneuvering, this is really useful, and this helps to drip the medication at a particular rate into your body. You know, if it goes too fast, it could really burn your veins and it could make you dizzy, and you taste the medication while you're doing it. If it's too slow, then the time goes for much longer than you would like. So I'm just so grateful for them teaching me how to recognize the signs of when things are too slow or too fast, because it helps me help them. Now I finally break for lunch. My mom, my number one support, has gotten me lunch, because you can't leave the machine at any point in time. So I'm now grabbing a bite to eat, and I usually wait a bit of time as well to ensure that I'm not feeling like upset or like I want to throw up. So I usually let a good amount of the medication drip before I eat. So I got some lunch and panchos, and that particular day it was kind of rainy outside. And I was grateful too, because it was kind of hot inside the ward. As I said, one of the air conditioning units doesn't work, but that's a whole other story. But I was grateful for the rain and for having a bite to eat. All right, so we are still dripping. And if you notice that blue piece of paper there, that is actually what the medication is wrapped in. And as the bag gets smaller, it gets flatter. So you can see it's coming down to the end. Yes, doing my little happy dance, because it's coming down to the end of the amount of medication. That means it's almost over and I have to switch to a new one. So this is why I switched to the last bit of medication. This is supposed to be half an hour, and this is the Herceptin. So this will be about 30 minutes long. So my entire session is about 4.5 hours today. So this is another nurse switching out my medication for the final session. And I will leave this place soon. Very excited to be done. Having been there from since, as you guys could have seen, about 5:30 the morning. So this is the final nurse switching out my last medication and setting up the pump accordingly. So this is it. So after my session, I went to the pharmacy, picked up some vitamin B6. This is supposed to help with my blood count, because as you know, chemotherapy can take your blood count down. And I also got some B12, but what I really was supposed to get was some B complex to help me with the neuropathy, the burning of my hands and feet. I bought the wrong B. So funny. So I got them around after 5, and all I managed to do was take a shower, brush my teeth, and go to sleep. I jumped up around 7 o'clock, and I just went downstairs to get a piece of fruit, and I fell right back asleep. And that was my